Hi everyone and welcome back to another video with me Shruti. You're watching Living Our Ascension. So in today's video I want to speak about with the whole thing that's happening on the planet right now. I don't even need to explain. People keep saying that when things get back to normal and when life gets back to normal, and even I said it in the beginning stages. Wow, there's a massive eagle that just flew by. It was so close. Anyway, and even I said it, but the thing is that we are never going back, and I want to explain the reason behind that. Like, what is happening at an energetic level that makes a person or a whole, the whole of humanity not go back? What does that mean, and why? What is the reason for that as well? And how is it different from other times that intense things may have happened on the planet, but this time's a little different, and what's happening exactly. So if you're interested in watching that, then please stay tuned to this video, and you can subscribe to this channel to receive more videos like this. And before we jump into the video, I also want to tell you that I have personal services where I help people with self-mastery. And right now there's a 50% sale that's going on in the month of April because everybody's in lockdown, and I've been guided, like I wasn't planning on it and suddenly this guidance hit me. This is how guidance usually hits, that it's a time for all of us to go within. There's lots of things happening astrologically as well where it has to do with digging for resources within, and so a lot of that self-growth comes through introspection, through taking new courses, expanding your knowledge about the more feminine side of life, occult type topics, things about self-growth, self-love. So I have different kinds of services relating to all of that. So please have a look on my website, which will be below this video. It's www.livingourascension.com. And also, it's been a while because I have a full-time job here. Last year I moved to Delhi, to India, and ever since then I've been working. So I've had less time for my online work, but recently I've been making an effort, because this is so needed, to be online more, as well. But we're kind of blessed that we have this energy again. Like I can work from home because of this lockdown, and at the same time I can also do lots of self-growth as well, and I'm sure that's the same for all of you. So let's utilize that opportunity. It's actually a great time for self-growth. So anyway, let's jump into the topic for this video, which is that why are we never going back? People keep saying that they're going back. We're all going to go back when things return to normal, and we aren't returning to normal. There have been lots of memes around, floating around social media saying normal just didn't work, and and that's true. Not only normal did not work, but it wasn't really functional. There was a lot of dysfunction within the way that we lived, and this is actually a mass change for humanity. So those of you who follow blogs and videos on ascension, who have known about it, this shift in consciousness that is happening on the planet, there's lots of souls that were feeling it, that there's this shift that's happened over the past decade, and some of them even longer than that. But we've all known that something is happening, and not all of us, but those of us who are on the path, who are working with our self mastery, and more souls every day become aware of that through all of the shifts that are happening. But the main thing to know is that you, as a light worker, or let's call it an ascending being — I don't really love the term light worker, but I use it because lots of people use that term. But because a light worker doesn't only work with the light, the main part is also to work with the shadow equally. So it can be a bit misleading sometimes for people, but it's not too bad a word because you are working with the light. So for all ascending souls, for all light workers, we have been through a process within ourselves where we allowed for a death process to happen, and so we kind of know it, to some degree or another. If you have done it to a really deep level, then you know it at a deep level. Otherwise, something in your life happened, where that caused this turmoil that you're seeing now happening in the collective. So really, when the earth shifts to a certain vibration, and the people on the planet, the people living on her body, sustaining themselves off of her, don't want to align, eventually they have to, or they have to leave. That's how it goes. That's just the rule of life. So the souls who were feeling it more, they already felt it. They needed less of a jerk, less dramatic things to happen in their personal lives for them to come to that realization. But that wasn't the case for most of humanity. So the humanity is now seeing its first wave, of something big happening. They're realizing things now, as a result, that we thought that, we could postpone this whole environment thing. There's global warming, or we're doing bad for the environment, but it's not really going to affect me. Let me just live day to day. And I made a blog post about this, which you can also check on www.livingoursascension.blogspot.com. It's really interesting. I channeled it through today. It just came through. That was speaking a bit about this as well. That we're going to be living through our passion. It's that things are not working anymore because we weren't slowing down. It was all action, action, action. The things that were valued in the world were also based in action. How much are you producing out in the world? How much money are you earning? It's all very physical and dense. The things that you own, the house that you have, the connections that you built, how much of an affluence do you have, for example. And all of that is fine, but when you are only focused on that, that's when the problem occurs, because you don't take the time to go within. So you don't replenish yourself with the actual soul wisdom that you have, with the path that you're, when we go within, we align with our path, which means that we know what our path is in the moment. And our path is not just this one thing that we are here for in this life. There can be a broad theme, for our life, of course, but it's here now in the everyday. What is the thing? What is the authentic thing for me to do? And humans have forgotten how to do that. We don't take the time to go within, to check in with ourselves, and it's really important to check in with yourself. And when you do that, you align with life, the life that is within you, self with a capital S. And when you automatically do that, then any wisdom that you get from there, it might just be one thing. You don't have to meditate for hours. It can just be a 10-minute practice that you do in the morning or something. And I'll probably be creating a meditation like that, to help all of us. Just a very short one that beginners even can do. But you get just one nugget of wisdom that's from it. Even if you get that one nugget, it's full of light, it's packed. And this is what light is about. It transports you into another dimension. It elevates. It's kind of like you were in one place and suddenly now you're in another. And that's what's happened for us also, with this shift, which I'll be getting to in a second. But that is how we're supposed to live. We're supposed to check in with ourselves. We're supposed to get those small nuggets of wisdom, that one impactful, full of light for the day. And then we apply that in our life, because with that we fill ourselves. Just like you eat food, you need that before you can go out and act, right? You need to replenish, you need to nourish yourself. So you need to nourish yourself with light as well. It's not only food. And even the food you eat needs to be light food, meaning, one that has life rather than it is all about death. So on all levels, we need to be able to feed ourselves first, to nourish ourselves, and only then we can be a real human. And we go out and we act. And this whole concept of, having to work hard and work overtime, and oh my God, you work so hard, you're such a nice person. It's kind of, detrimental to us, because you don't need to work too hard. The thing is that when you allow that light in, it aligns you with that exact, like I was saying, that small packet of light that is just so full and aligned that you know exactly what to do. So there'll be little action, but it'll be effective. And also the action that you take will be aligned with the things that are higher than you as well, the greater whole that you are a part of, this planet, this universe, this cosmos, the other kingdoms that are on the planet, the people around you, but not just them, the people on the earth, nature, environment, everything. So it automatically becomes something that is sustainable. The other thing that humans need to get used to is that what we produce out in the world won't be as much in quantity. It doesn't have to be as much in quantity. It's like you let's say you with your inspiration you create one product, but that product again will be full of light, will be packed just like the inspiration you received. So it will impact much more, and you will receive much more, because when you send what you send out, you get back. You see, so you'll be able to sustain yourself. And in the beginning especially, one has to get used to that you won't be seeing so much of materiality, that you have let's say so much money coming in, but whatever does come in will be richer, will be things that you can sustain yourself by. For example, people who live in nature, let's say they live near the mountains, at the beach, and they live a more natural life, they need very little. It's like this for us who live in the cities. For example, if you have that busy life and you're not really thinking about nourishing yourself from within, when you get back home from work, you need things, to make yourself happy. Like you'll go to a restaurant, you'll go to a cafe, you'll eat out, you'll binge on TV or whatever it might be. You'll need certain clothes to go out, and need to have a certain amount of things. So it's all very, very material. But people who live in nature, for example, they get everything from nature. There's a lot that you get just from the abundance of the planet that is mostly for free. Like people who have their own gardens and their own, let's say, like they farm or something as well. They have food that they need. They have access to clean water, which we don't, even with how much money we can pay. Let's say we're very rich and we live in a certain area that's densely crowded. It's affected. The air quality is affected. So you're living almost like a vampire, that you don't have enough life. So you need to feed off of things, so then you look for that material thing because you want more life. But the real way to get life is to live authentically. That life comes from within first. So then what you produce out in the world, what you offer to the world, your service, it automatically becomes service, because it's aligned with something higher than you. It's aligned for the greater whole, the benefit of the greater whole, along with your own benefit. So anyway, I wasn't actually planning on speaking about this, but this is part of it though. So we have to get used to having little but having more quality, and that also helps sustain the planet, because you're not using up all of her resources in an excessive way. You take what you need and you create something beautiful from that is full of life, that further creates life, you see. So it becomes a healthy cycle, and this is a dimensional shift as well. When you start to live like this, it means that you have elevated yourself to a certain vibration. But people who don't do that willingly, for humanity that's not happening willingly. For most of humanity, they were just living in the shadows, like things buried underneath the surface, because the governments and everybody's told them just to act, to produce, to work for somebody else, and we'll shower you with this much money, but there's no fulfillment, and they're just acting. So now they receive this shock. We're seeing that our immunity is so low, that diseases that did not affect us before are affecting us now. And even if you look, there was a really interesting video by Ernst Wilhelm. He's an astrologer, and he made a video on the fact that the reason why the disease is spreading, mostly in the Western countries. Like, for example, not just in the Western countries, but he was giving the example of China and India, and saying that we haven't used antibiotics for since the 1920s like the Western world has, and the people there have been heavily on antibiotics, whereas these Eastern countries relied more on traditional ancient medicines and more natural practices for healing. And you're seeing the difference in the death rates or the number of cases. Like you can see the difference there as well. And I'm not saying that or like it began in China. And these days we are, this is the point he was making, that in the past few decades we are also doing antibiotics heavily, the East, but it hasn't been a part of the DNA, because you pass it on. If it's happening in your country from the 1920s, you're going to be passing on genes to your offspring, and so it becomes a generational thing. So the immunity has become severely damaged. If you live in a place where that's the norm, you go to the doctor and they're killing life from within you. You might have a disease, they're trying to kill the virus from within you, but then that's killing antibiotics, like anti-life, so they're killing the life within you. So it's an attack policy rather than a healing policy. And in his video he's talking about how Western doctors, like what is the name, allopathy, I think, they know disease, but they don't know health. So they know how to attack and kill a disease, but they don't know health. So they leave you, with all of this, the good things inside your body, dead as well, and that's not replenished, which is part of the more ancient practices. So this is in no way I'm saying that, that when the corona comes back, let's say that India, China will fare better, because we do have very densely populated cities and stuff. But he was trying to convey, the main reason why humanity at large is suffering at this time is because of our immunity and what we have done to it, all of us. And certain countries, you can see the difference, at least right now, because they were leading a more natural way of living and healing in that sense. At least when it comes to the immunity part. So what I was trying to get at is that this dimensional shift has happened for humanity. It's beginning to happen, and if you have been on the path of ascension, then you know what that feels like. In the beginning, there's this dark night of the soul period that happens, and there's an event usually that's triggered in your life, and you feel like death. Things fall apart. You can't control your life. Everything just falls apart, and all of the structures that you knew, all the beliefs, everything that you knew just fall apart. But those of us who were willing to then look at that and just come into and choose love from there, to realize that yes, I tried to control everything, but I wasn't able to, so let me just let it go anyway. And they surrender, and when they come into that space, they see that there is love. When you are at your lowest, the human being is such that they won't when there's nothing to latch onto and be obsessed with, and try and just gain. When they are left with nothing, that's when they see, oh well, there's nothing on the outside, which means, oh, there's something within. Then they are forced to turn within, and they find their inner resources. You see, that can be a big transformational time, and that's what's happening with humanity now, forcefully. As a light worker, if you have done this before within yourself, you know it. And so my point of this video is to let you know that you are here in you have to claim your leadership now, because we are coming into those times. And it doesn't have to mean anything too grand, in the sense that you go and you just act like a king or anything like that, but it's a responsibility thing that we are supposed to first of all, even when we don't do anything, when we hold a certain vibration, I've expressed this in every video, we affect the collective, which is another reason you have contributed to collecting, to this shift. But the thing is that when shifts happen, they are shaky, they are not pleasant. And so that is the reason we are never going back. And how do you know what happens when this feeling comes in that we are never going back? It's that you come into this state of knowing. It has to do with knowing. And you can't go back once you know something. It's kind of like you were in the dark about something, and now you know, and your whole body and your cells vibrate, like let's say you knew something was right and you never did it, and you kind of denied it to yourself. You gave yourself a few reasons, you convinced yourself somehow, but then life takes you to this extreme circumstance where it shows you, no, this is the reality. and then you can't go back from that, from the largeness of what you have seen. And it's the suffering that we're seeing now. Just like, people who turn vegan or something overnight, like they go and see an animal being slaughtered, and previously, they might have convinced themselves that it's fine, animals kill each other, so I eat an animal, it's fine, this is part of life, it's nature. But then they see that happening, and then they realize that that's what they're eating every day. It changes something within them. This is just one example. And they can never go back from that knowing, you see. So that at that point, they kind of don't have a choice. So no matter how much they loved meat, it's not about the taste anymore, it's about something larger. Something larger within themselves has awakened. And so something larger within humans has awakened. Now, it will be at different levels for different people. I'm not saying that, everybody will suddenly just change overnight. But the thing is that it's created an acceleration. So we might go back to the way things were to some extent, and then they will come back, something traumatic will come back again. This is just how it is. If you have gone through your process of ascension, as a light worker, then you know that things happen in cycles. There might be that big jolt in the beginning, then there'll be there's moments of light. It's a cycle thing. So you this healing happens, and you allow it to happen. You don't hold on anymore to structures. You let them collapse. They leave your life. Relationships, career, whatever, beliefs, leave your life. You are empty. Then something new comes in. You have inspiration, you create. Then again, something at a smaller level might happen. Again, you let things go. You realize, I don't need this anymore either. You let that go. Inspiration, new inspiration, because you've made yourself empty, you create again out in the world. And this is how life happens. But after a point, it's not such a dramatic process anymore, because your body gets used to it. You get used to it. You don't hold on to structures anymore. You don't hold on anymore. That's what it's called, being egoless, is that there isn't this holding on, that this is what I know. It's more like I'm an empty space, and something larger than me fills me up from. I'm just an empty space, and something larger than me just fills me up from within and acts for me, almost, So there's this ease of being in that space. But so what I'm trying to say is that, if you have been through this process, you know something about it, and you are feeling, because all of us are feeling, even, people who have been living just unconsciously are, there's this nagging feeling inside them that I need to change something, otherwise I'm not going to survive, I'm not going to make it. And that feeling is actually right. They're not going to make it. You are not going to make it unless we gradually let go of all of the things of the old, because they've gone. There's just remnants of them. They don't support life here on earth any longer. The vibration of the earth has changed. If you want to be on earth, you need to be aligned with the vibration here. So anyway, and the less we hold on tightly, the less jerky things we need in our life. Something comes, a situation comes, and it becomes as easy as it not being so traumatic. Like, you accept it for what it is. It's just this, and then letting go. It's like just a breathing out, and then a breathing in for something new, breathing out again. And that's what life becomes. It's as easy as breathing. That's it. You see, that is what the state of enlightenment is. But I'm making this video again, like I keep saying, is that you know this within yourself if you have done it for a while. So we need to come into our roles, and only we know what they are really. And it'll be through the inspired moments that you're having now. You might be wondering what my purpose is as well. So your purpose is in the now. Just pay attention to moments that make you feel inspired, and that is what your purpose is. It'll be something small in the now, and you just need to act on that one thing without judging it, without thinking this is not enough, or this is just too small, this can't be it. Act from inspiration. We have the time now. That's why we've been given this time by the planet. It's an overall process that's happening of us finding first ourselves from within. Okay, so let me just see if I missed any notes. So things are happening. This is the first dimensional. This is the first shift in consciousness for all of humanity that we are seeing. gradually things happen, but it's like that first trigger, and all of humanity knows now it can't you can't see life again the way that you did. It's like you have landed in another place. There is the world before this happened and the world after it happened, and people might be finding it hard to make sense of time as well. That can be one of the ascension symptoms, that what is time, what does it mean, what was the past, what is now, because that's what happens when we when there's a split. The reality of life is that time really as such in truth does not exist. It's all together. The future, the present, the past is all really one. It's just this now moment, this that I am here now. There's this future aspect of me that exists, that is eternal. At the same time, there's this aspect of me that is ever growing. So there's no place for time in that as such, in the meeting point of both. So if you are finding it hard, or people around you are finding it hard to make sense of time, that's the reason, because there's a shift. The old has been left behind and you have moved into something new, and you're like, I want to grab, I want to make sense. Those structures that I had, it's not making sense. And don't panic. It just means that you have created an empty space, and just be. That's it. It'll come to you. It doesn't always come immediately, but it's there. So just make yourself empty. Don't try and make meanings out of the little things that you just, because you desperately want to. Just be. That's it. It just means that there's a dimensional shift that's occurred. This is the first major one, that's happened for all of humanity. Really, actually, I know that the way things have happened is quite horrible, but we have been waiting for this, the people who have been going through their process of ascension, because we feel like we've been doing it alone, and we're feeling the urgency of it, that things need to shift, for how humanity is living, for all of its kingdoms and all the suffering that we see. And we know that there's a better way. We've been knowing it. We've been implementing it within ourselves, to live more aligned. And now we see the planet also embracing it to some degree. I'm really seeing, people making changes, even if they're small, but they're significant, you see. And that's never happened before, the things might have happened and they made some smaller changes. And even, world wars and whatever happened in the past, this is different. We're coming into the Aquarian age. This is the onset of the Aquarian age, and we're quite close to it. So things are very directly related to that shift in consciousness. The process of ascension for the masses will be very much like the individual process of ascension, where you come into this dark night of the soul, and like I was explaining, things you let go of. Then there's this more light phase as well, where there's still this shadow work going on, but you primarily, it's about working with the light, because you don't have that resistance anymore. But at an individual level, you might have taken a few months, a few years, a few decades, to get to this level on your own. But humanity might take longer, because it's so many people, and we all know where we're at. And at a larger level, it's just the blink of an eye. If we zoom out and we look at just the history of the Earth, it's a young planet. That's just a blink of an eye. But the way that we perceive time, it feels like, wow, this is going to be beyond my lifetime, or whatever it might be. But when we live each moment in the now, we see how it's exciting to be part of growth, Sometimes when things are progressing, but they're all just the same, there isn't this excitement, sense of adventure that's there. And when there's this sense of adventure, and especially for something that is right, something that's so aligned, something that serves life, it's very exciting. That is what we're here for. That is what we came to experience on this planet, so don't miss that opportunity. Allow yourself to experience it. Don't be caught in all these fears.